Love them, loathe them, flags are hard to ignore. Around 4,000 of them fly here in July alone, and that's just along main roads. This is the Ballinafie area on the Arbour Road, one of South Belfast's main arterial routes. It's no longer a unionist stronghold, though you'd never know it from these pictures. Ballinafie has changed, though the flags tell another story. The last census showed that almost 57% of people living here are Catholics, 27% Protestants, 31% called themselves British, 36% Irish and 29% Northern Irish.
They're marking out their area and they're claiming this is a loyalist area, and it's not a loyalist area, it's a mixed area.
They're a lot bigger than they were, but it doesn't bother me that much because there's just no hassle along here anyway, so it's fine.
It's coming up to holiday time now, and they're out for the marches and the bands, and it's a very enjoyable day.
So you're okay with that?
Yes, certainly, yes. No problems at all.
I'd prefer there not to be any. It brings the tone down in the neighbourhood.
The flags appeared on this section of the Armour Road on a Thursday night during the recent election campaign, under the noses of the police, who, according to some local representatives, chose to do nothing about it. Duncan Morrow is a former head of the Community Relations Council, who stood here for Alliance in the recent council elections.
I know personally that several people rang them up and asked them what they were doing, and that they actually were present while the flags were being put up, and I understand we're even talking to some of the people putting the flags up. Part of the issue for us, I suppose, is if people are safe putting them up, are people as safe taking them down, or is there some kind of threat which makes this look like the rule of law isn't actually operational around these issues?
The local Sinn Féin MLA also discussed the issue with senior police.
Police officers did see and did stand by when people were putting flags up, and I certainly don't want to see that repeated again, because the PSNI themselves have brought themselves into disreputable light by their behaviour around the flags. I've discussed it with their senior leadership team in South and East Belfast, and I think we've got a better understanding what needs to happen in the future.
What is that better understanding?
The PSNI, in my opinion, will in future have to adapt to a position where if someone's putting a flag up there with no recourse to talking to the local community, that would be seen as a breach of the peace, because they actually are very much in danger of causing public disorder.
The police have told The View they've had a rethink following the discussions with Alex Maskey. In a statement released to this programme, they say further inquiries back the assessment that tensions are particularly heightened as a result of a significant number of flags being erected. As a result, police have directed any future erection of flags on this part of the Armour Road will be treated as a breach of the peace. Community representatives, they added, have been spoken to and advised of this. But this local DUP representative says the police have enough to do without worrying about flags.
In South Belfast, we have experienced a rise in crime over the course of the last year. I believe that the Police Service of Northern Ireland has better things to be doing with its time than sending officers shimmying up lampposts to remove flags. And if Alex Maskey, who's supposed to represent South Belfast, thinks that that's the best use of police time that his constituents deserve, I suggest he go and reacquaint himself with what people's actual priorities are.
In this room here.
What can't be disputed is that the actual flags themselves are getting bigger.
These are on all of the lampposts. I mean, these have gone up all around Belfast.
This academic was funded by the Executive to survey Northern Ireland's growing forest of flags.
We've ended up with drawerfuls. I mean, it's incredible.
His collection stands at around 120.
And at one level, you've got to have sympathy with the police. It's, you know, if you start messing around with this sort of stuff, I mean, you know that if you take some down, twice as many can go up. And they have a tough enough time engaging on the parades issue. So I have some sympathy. On the other hand, the use of the marking of territory affects economically these places. We've done survey work. Again, the Life and Times survey shows that it economically affects places. So we do have a very real problem, and sometimes that slips into real intimidation. And it is the police's job to look into that.
It appears they're listening, in this part of South Belfast at least.